They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by.
You suddenly wake up while breathing heavily. You quickly get the glass of water that you always ready and drink it until in the last drop and sit on the bed. Your eyes landed on the picture frame of your dead husband and the ultrasound of your dead baby. Your husband died 6 months ago due to his heart problem, but before he died, he left you with a beautiful gift because you are pregnant. To become a mom is your greatest dream, and your husband fulfilled that before he's gone. But 2 months after he died, you got miscarriage. You're really upset, sad, and lonely. You keep on questioning yourself why? Why that happened to you? You ended up of having a depression and anxiety because you keeps on blaming yourself for what happened to your baby. Your dream to become a mom is already came true, but you wasted the opportunity. Are you sure that you two are okay and happy whenever you two? You ask your husband picture because you dreamed them earlier that they are happy playing together, and your husband tell you in your dream that they are okay, so you must be okay. Your husband told you that you need to move on to your life and find your happiness. He asked you a forgiveness on what he done to you. But one thing you notice is the child that he was holding, and that was your son. But he grew up fast. He's about 3 or 4 years old already. He was smiling at you or calling you mama. Before you wake up from your dream, you clearly remember that he said, "You need to get pregnant, mama." You cry in your dream while touching his face. Your son's face is look alike with your husband. You hug him, but when you're about to apologize to your son, you suddenly wake up. So, you should be a boy if you leave. You start to cry while looking at your baby ultrasound pictures. Your sister Yvonne hurriedly go to your room after hear you crying again. "Stop crying," she said and hugged you. Your sister saw what you went through, especially when you lost your baby. "Yvonne, I saw him and touched him." "Oh, who?" "My baby. He grew up so fast and he called me mama." "But what he means by I need to get pregnant?" "Pregnant? Who's pregnant?" "I mean, my son told me that I need to get pregnant." "It means you need to start dating and move on." "You know I can't do that. There's only one guy that I promise to love for the rest of my life." "Look, maybe your son is worrying about you. He has a point. If you have a baby, you might reduce your sadness or loneliness. Maybe if you have a baby, your depression might disappear." "But I don't want to get pregnant with just anyone." "Wait, I have a solution. Why we don't find a sperm donor? For you, at least you don't need having contact with men to get pregnant." Donor insemination? IUI stands for intrauterine insemination. It also sometimes called donor insemination, alternative insemination, or artificial insemination. IUI works by putting sperm cells directly into your uterus around the time you are ovulating, helping the sperm get closer to your egg. This cuts down on the time and distance sperm has to travel, making it easier to fertilize your egg. "But where can I find a sperm donor?" And another one, "I'm not ready to see my donor. It seems embarrassing." You don't need to see your donor. Before that, you need to think about it carefully. If you are ready or determined, I will find your donor. I will take care of everything. I have my colleague's doctor who expert for that. Well, you trust your sister since she was a doctor. After a month, your decision is final to have a baby. Yvonne was in the airport to pick up with someone. She smiled and waved her hand after saw Jungkook. Thanks for granting my favor. How is she? She's getting better this past week, maybe because she is very excited to have a baby. Are you sure for your decision? Of course, for her. But cool, are you aware that YN have no plan to know or see about his donor? I'm aware of that. Hope she's getting better soon. Jungkook came back from US after Yvonne called him and asked him if it's possible that he wants to be your donor. Without hesitation, he agreed. For making the story short, you got pregnant and after 9 months, you gave birth to your son. You smiled while watching him. That was the first time you smiled after your son died. You realize that your son is right. Being pregnant and having another child helps you a lot to overcome your depression after he lost. But you have no idea that Jungkook is secretly watching you too. 3 years later, while your son grew up and reached 2 years old, his face became similar to your late husband, especially when he reached 3 years old. You are not the only one who noticed it. What's even more surprising is your son's face is look-alike with your dead son when you saw him in that age of your dream. And because of that, you started being confused on what's going on. Like there's a missing puzzle in your life that you need to find. Because for you, it looks like everything is connected, but you don't know where to start. As the days goes by, you can really see in your child's face the resemblance of your husband. So now, you decided to face your sperm donor. You really feel it that he's the answer of your confusion. So you asked your sister if she still has contact with your donor, and she said yes. So you asked her a favor if it's possible to meet him. But Yvonne didn't give you a reply. But after 2 days, are you sure you really want to meet him? Yes, I need to. I need my question to be answered. But how about Kent, your son? I can take him with me since he don't know anything. He's still a child. Okay, actually, I already called him and he agreed to meet you this weekend. I sent you the location after he decides where to meet you. Thank you, sis. You and your son arrive at the restaurant. You don't know what's the reason, but your heartbeat really beats so fast while you are entering the restaurant. You are holding your son's hand while walking when he suddenly snatched his hand and ran while saying, Papa. You are even more confused because your son knew that his father is your dead husband. Every time he asks you about his dad, you just show your late husband picture and tell your son that his dad works far away. For you, even you explain it to him, at his age, you know he can't understand yet. You follow your son until you saw him with someone. You got shocked after seeing the guy with him. Jungkook, you are my sperm donor? You ask, because it's obvious that he is the person you've been looking for since your sister Yvonne sitting beside him. I'm sorry if I made you shocked. Long time no see. How are you? Where have you been these past years? Busy making money while waiting for you to be ready to meet me again. Jungkook, Jungkook, his identical twin, your late husband, and you is friends since childhood. You three are so close to each other. After college, you and Jungkook became lovers. Without you knowing that Jungkook also in love with you. Jungkook is about to propose to you but his twin diagnosed with heart failure and the doctor said he only 6 months to live. He begged to Jungkook to break you up, but Jungkook didn't agree. But you heard their conversation. That time, you already found out that Jungkook is also in love with you. You are the one who break up with Jungkook to fulfill your friend's wish before he died. Jungkook has only 6 months to live, so even though it hurts, it's okay as long he was happy. Jungkook and you break up in good terms because both of you know that you just want Jungkook to be happy for the rest of his days. Jungkook marry you, but Jungkook didn't show up to your marriage. He's trying his best to avoid you, even he wants to see you. In 4 months of living together with Jungkook, you didn't show to him that you are in pain about the breakup with you and Jungkook. You take care of him unconditionally, but he has one request. He wants to have a child on you. And because you want to grant his wish and also you want to become a mother, you let that there's something happen to the both of you. Exactly 4 months of marriage, Jungkook died. After he died, Jungkook showed up and wants you back, but you said you are not ready. Although you don't love your husband, you just love him as a friend and still you respect him. But that's not really the reason why you hesitate to come back to Jungkook. The reason is you felt guilty towards Jungkook because you let something happen to you and Jungkook. After that, Jungkook doesn't bother you again. He waits you until you get ready to come back to him. Mama, look! Papa is here! He is your papa, you said after realizing Kent was right. He was his dad. Kent, come to auntie. Let mama and papa to talk, okay? Okay, auntie. Papa, you won't leave again, right? No, papa will stay here. I'm sorry. I wasn't here when you need me. No, you don't need to say sorry. Actually, you saved me. I almost killed myself from depression. But when Kent came, he helps me. YN, I have something to tell you. I'm sorry if I didn't tell you this as soon as sooner, but I'm the father of your first son, not Jungkook. Your knees are suddenly shaking in shock. What did you say? Jungkook knows that you just agreed that something happened to you and him because you felt guilty for not fulfilling his last wish. He really felt guilty towards you and me, so he asked me to pretend as him on that night. So it means there's nothing happened to us? No, I'm the guy on that night. So please don't feel guilty towards me. I'm the one who felt guilty because I keep that in secret. Because I promised to my brother that I won't tell you the truth. But I want to tell you now so you can come back to me. I want to rebuild my family. Can you and Ken come back to me? Your heart melted when you saw him burst in tears as you hugged him tightly. And now, all the questions are answered, and the broken puzzle are complete. Papa, why are we here? To visit Uncle and Big Brother. You notice the flowers that Jungkook holding. You always saw that kind of flowers from your son's grave. Wait, you are the person who always brings flowers to Enzo? Every time I miss him, I go here, he said and hold your hand while his other arms holding Kent. Bro, we need to say goodbye now. Maybe a year before we come back. Enzo, goodbye for now. Daddy, Mom, and Kent will visit you soon. Jungkook said because you two decided to move to US to move on. Don't worry, Enzo. Auntie is here. I will visit you always. My little angel, thank you for guiding Mama always. You're always in my heart. Gook, we're back together again, so please don't feel guilty anymore. You said because that's the last words you heard from him before he died. He asked for forgiveness for being selfish. He already felt so guilty towards you and Jungkook. Because of him, you two are broke up. Let's go, we might miss our flight. Yvonne, thank you so much for what you did to us. Stop saying that. I will visit you there. Take care of my sister and my nephew. I will. Thank you, sis. She smiled and hugged him. You two are both smiling while watching Jungkook and Kate talking non-stop while leaving the cemetery. The end. Thank you for watching, Kubies.